Where some saw abstraction, others saw the truth. To persuade a man to cheat is enough to marry him. Genius is a mind that knows its limits. Life does not need to be given meaning, for this will inevitably lead to the conclusion that there is no need to live. A person is always a little to blame for something. The only way to buy love for money is to buy a dog. A poor man's virtue is spiritual generosity. The goal of the writer is to keep civilization from self-destruction. More than by love, a person gets excited by money. Those who write clearly have readers. Those who write vaguely have commentators. You can't create experience, you undergo it. Always comes an hour when one is weary of one's work and devotion to duty, and all one craves for is a loved face, the warmth and wonder of a loving heart. Peace is the only battle worth waging. There is no sun without shadow, and it is essential to know the night. Reason is powerless before the cry of the heart. Time passes slowly when you follow it, its senses being followed. Only those who can afford not to lie are free. A person is made a person to a greater extent by what he is silent about than what he says. Having money is a way of being free of money. You cannot create experience. You must undergo it. Blessed are the hearts that can bend, they shall never be broken. Charm is a way of getting the answer yes without ever having asked a clear question. To create is to live twice. He who despairs of the human condition is a coward, but he who has hope for it is a fool. You will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. You will never live if you are looking for the meaning of life. Real generosity toward the future lies in giving all to the present. In the depth of winter I finally learned that there was in me an invincible summer. Without freedom, no art. Art lives only on the restraints it imposes on itself, and dies of all others. But what is happiness except the simple harmony between a man and the life he leads? Virtue cannot separate itself from reality without becoming a principle of evil. A novel is never anything but a philosophy put into images. The slave begins by demanding justice and ends by wanting to wear a crown. He must dominate in his turn. In the midst of winter, I found there was, within me, an invincible summer. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that there was within me an invincible summer. All great deeds and all great thoughts have a ridiculous beginning. Great works are often born on a street corner or in a restaurant's revolving door. Some people talk in their sleep. Lecturers talk while other people sleep. An achievement is a bondage. It obliges one to a higher achievement. There is no fate that cannot be surmounted by scorn. The evil that is in the world almost always comes from ignorance, and good intentions may do as much harm as malevolence if they lack understanding. It is better to burn than to disappear. I may not have been sure about what really did interest me, but I was absolutely sure about what didn't. I explained to him, however, that my nature was such that my physical needs often got in the way of my feelings. I opened myself to the gentle indifference of the world. After a while you could get used to anything. I had only a little time left and I didn't want to waste it on God. One always has exaggerated ideas about what one doesn't know. Everything is true, and nothing is true. Since we're all going to die, it's obvious that when and how don't matter. If something is going to happen to me, I want to be there. Ma Man used to say that you can always find something to be happy about. Mother died today. Or maybe yesterday, I can't be sure. It was like knocking 4 quick times on the door of unhappiness. I felt the urge to reassure him that I was like everybody else, just like everybody else. There are crimes of passion and crimes of logic. The boundary between them is not clearly defined. Only happy love can prolong the youth of a mature man. Any other instantly turns him into an old man. Seeking what is true is not what is desirable. There is no love of life without despair about life. One great love which happened once in a lifetime justifies all those endless bouts of despair to which a person is usually so exposed. What is called a reason for living is also an excellent reason for dying. Life can be magnificent and overwhelming. That is the whole tragedy. Without beauty, love, or danger it would almost be easy to live. I know that a man is capable of great deeds, but if he isn't capable of great emotion, well, he leaves me cold. The most important thing you do every day you live is deciding not to kill yourself. Where there is no hope, it is incumbent on us to invent it. Autumn is the second spring when every leaf is a flower. Fiction is the lie through which we tell the truth. People hasten to judge in order not to be judged by themselves. Since we're all going to die, it's obvious that when and how does not matter. To be happy, we must not be too concerned with others. The human heart has an annoying tendency to call fate only that what surrounds you. The only things that matters are humanity and simplicity. The only serious question in life is whether to kill yourself or not. Anxiety is just a slight disgust for the future. Without culture, and the relative freedom it implies, society, even when perfect, is but a jungle. When the soul suffers too much, it develops a taste for misfortune. Real generosity towards the future lies in giving all to the present. In order to understand the world, one has to turn away from it on occasion. I would rather live my life as if there is a God and die to find out there isn't, than live my life as if there isn't and die to find out there is. Nobody realizes that some people expend tremendous energy merely to be normal. Always go too far, because that's where you'll find the truth. All men have a sweetness in their life. That is what helps them go on. It is towards that they turn when they feel too worn out. Wounds from love, unlike wounds from bullets, do not kill anyone, but they also do not heal never.